He's called me venomous.
We will fight back to your attempt to bring Trumpism to New York City.
He's called me disgraceful.
Of the fact that they stole the Supreme Court seat. An illegitimate president and an illegitimate member of the United States Supreme Court.
He's called me radical.
Listen, yes, we know he's crazy. Yes. We know he doesn't have a sound mind. Yes. We know he's out of control. Yes. We know he's losing it. Yes. We know his days are numbered and we will come together.
He's called me a racist.
We've got to stand up to an administration which is too male, too pale, and too stale. Too male, too pale, and too stale. Too male, too pale, and too stale.
Thank you.
A few years later.
We're here today because we have filed charges against the state of New York. We have filed charges against Kathy Hochul. We have filed charges against Letitia James and Mark Schroeder, who is with DMV. This is a new DOJ, and we are taking steps to protect Americans, American citizens, and angel moms, like the mom standing right behind me, who you're going to hear from in a moment. New York has chosen to prioritize illegal aliens over American citizens. It stops today.
What's up, y'all? Gerald here, creator of Gospel Chops and your host for this YouTube channel, back with another video. Now, y'all, Letitia James is about to get on my reserve nerve. You know that one nerve that you keep way back there in the back when your kids get to acting crazy and people on your job get to acting crazy? You got to save that one last nerve back in the back. Hide it in that secret place so you don't snap on everybody. Well, Letitia James is working towards getting on that nerve because she has come out into the limelight after Donald Trump's election, and she has said, I am going to stand my ground. I'm going to stand 10 toes down on foolishness and oppose this man. Oppose his new administration. Oppose his new direction for the federal government. And y'all, she is about to face the consequence of her actions. Yeah. And New York City is going to face a few consequences due to her actions. Listen, in my opinion, this woman should be in prison. Alvin Bragg should be in prison. Fonnie Willis should be in prison. And it pains me that all these blackity blacks are so beholden to the Democrat plantation that they rise up. Like Stephen from Django. And they protect the plantation at all costs. They will take a bullet for the massa Democrat Party. Well, seems like Donald Trump ain't playing with none of y'all, blackity black or otherwise. And he has pulled back $80 million that FEMA earmarked and sent over to New York. Yeah, y'all, there are a bunch of Democrat schemes set up to send money all over the country to their operatives, their paid operatives that we are just now finding out about. And Donald Trump said, no, pull that money back. We're going to snatch it right out your account. You know how the IRS like to do, y'all? We'll snatch it right out of your account. And New York City will go down to Walmart and swipe their card and it'll decline. And they'll call the bank and say, hey, where my money at? Oh, Donald Trump took it. That's what they're facing right now, and that's what Letitia James has brought upon the city of New York.
Me through how you discovered this.
Yeah. So yesterday morning, my chief budget deputy controller says $80 million is gone from the Treasury account of the Department of Finance. We think it was taken back by the federal government.
Did you know they could do that?
Never. I said, has this ever happened before? It is unprecedented. They gave us this money. As you say, Congress authorized it. We have a contract, a signed contract. We sent them an invoice detailing all those expenses to only $12.50 a night on hotels. They sent us the money and approved the invoice. And then lo and behold, they just yank it right back. It is highway robbery.
Now, I want to be clear on one technical detail. I thought that we discovered that Treasury has some secret back end through the financial system to take people's money, which seemed really worrisome. This was an ACH payment, which technically can be canceled within 5 days. Although anyone who's ever gotten like a direct deposit knows that when it shows up in your bank, it's in your bank. You have the money.
Now, let's be clear. I mean, we spent it last year.
Right.
We had actually moved it over the 5 days since they gave it to us. So when they actually did the clawback, it caused the account to overdraft by $79.5 million.
Checks and balances.
And as attorneys general, we're not going to bow to the president or to Elon Musk. It's important that individuals understand that right now Elon Musk is untethered to any accountability at all. And the fact is that they would like for us to engage in an ideological litmus test. And that's why they've paused funds. That's why they have freezed Social Security and veterans payments, and payments to the state of New York and to states all across this nation. It is unacceptable, unconstitutional, ultra-vires. They've exceeded their authority. And so it's important that attorneys general representing our respective states stand up and enforce the rule of law, because Elon Musk, individuals at the Treasury, and the President of these United States is not above the law. And we will continue. You know, as attorneys general, we've been preparing for this. This is not the outcome that we wanted. We wanted to cooperate. But when you challenge the 14th Amendment, birthright citizenship, we acted and we got a TRO. When you challenge the NIH, individuals who are engaging in research to find a cure to cancer, to find a cure to a cardiac disease, we got a TRO. Funding, when you pause the funding of countless number of agencies, Meals on Wheels, veteran services, law enforcement grants, we got a TRO. And we're not finished yet. So we're going to march into court each and every time to uphold the law, to uphold the Constitution, and let the president and Elon Musk and his minions know that you cannot restructure our government. This is not a unilateral form of government. Congress is a co-equal branch of government, and the separation of powers requires that you get consent of the United States Congress. And we are confident today that we will get a preliminary injunction. Any questions?
Y'all, there's something to be said about righteous indignation. This woman, Letitia James, is not going to back down. She's going to stand 10 toes down and face this government. In a David versus Goliath situation, however, Miss James, you're going to find out the hard way, because that's the way you are choosing. You're going to find out. This iteration of David versus Goliath is not going to end up like the biblical story. No, you about to get rolled by Donald Trump and Elon Musk, a political force, the strength of which this government has not seen in my lifetime, maybe in 100 years. Girl, and you gonna be the one? This is the hill you want to die on? You're going to be the sacrificial lamb for this Democrat Party? Okay. They will be happy to pull up a seat for you and force you to sit down in it.
I have not had the opportunity to speak with Governor Hochul about this issue or Attorney General Tish James, but I expect that there will be a forceful response to this overreach by the Department of Justice. We will not be intimidated at all, ever, by the Trump administration and anything that these far-right extremists attempt to do to hurt New Yorkers or hurt the American people. We will not be intimidated. What in our record suggests, particularly as it relates to the House of Representatives, that this crowd over there will intimidate us? What in our record suggests that?
United States Congress, the United States Senate, has the sole discretion in having the power of the purse, and not Elon Musk. He has basically violated the Administrative Procedure Act, and he has violated the privacy of millions of Americans. And it is up to us to prevent him from having access to that private information. And so we've come together because we believe in the Constitution and the rule of law. And we believe that no one is above the law. And we believe that there are individuals, obviously, who should be prevented from having access to this law. The Treasury Department is responsible for maintaining the privacy of our information. The Treasury Department is responsible, again, for protecting our rights and our privileges. No one elected Elon. He's not been subject to any vetting. He's not been subject to any conflicts of interest. He has earned $20 billion over the last decade. He's the richest person in the world. And he has caused harm and injury to Americans. And that's why we are here today, to seek a preliminary injunction, to stand up against those forces who believe that they can unilaterally have power and have control, all in the hands of the President of these United States. It's important that Elon Musk, the Treasury Department, the President of these United States understand that is not how our order, the Constitution works.
And there you have it, y'all, as this government continues to shrink. As we weed out some of the criminal activity that has been conducted by people like Letitia James and Alvin Bragg and Fani Willis, I hope that you don't allow your patriotism to shrink. The economy might shrink a little bit. Government jobs might shrink a little bit. Don't allow your faith to shrink. Don't allow your belief in this administration to shrink. Be mindful of what's going on, be aware of what's going on, be informed of what's going on, such that you can run your personal life in a way that you won't take the brunt of this. Because, as Donald Trump said, there's going to be a little pain. I pray that you don't experience more pain than you can handle. Y'all let me know what you think about this. And Letitia James putting up a fight that seems to me to be futile at the 11th hour. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video so we can get more people involved in the conversation, y'all. And like I always say, always remember and never forget, without the gospel, it's just chops. Until next time, peace.